Oh, violence, just call me, I've answered before. I'd made many enemies and settled my scores. But came a cry from a man that I'd known, someone to whom rare compassion I'd shown. And so I opened up my door to the man who promised me blood and war. For I craved violence, I craved to be free from the people who to control me. Yes, I believe in anarchy's reign, and I know that dictators only bring pain. Oh, woe to thee, people of order. I hope your homes continue to smolder, and that you'll never rise again and leave me be and leave my friends.
Previously on the Tower of the Soul, the team had accidentally botched a job, though that seemed to be a setup. They narrowly escaped rather an awkward situation thanks to Reese's fast magical skills. Ash got hooked up with a very lovely bugbear and had a very nice date at a fighting ring, which was going swimmingly until the entire team found out about a job to infiltrate the dreaded Tower of Soul, their ancient enemy's home. They made their way swiftly to where the job was being offered, dealt with some people who were ahead of them in the queue, took the job and made their way to the tower, at which point everyone was just entering the tower as we ended the session.
So as you stand in front of the tower, you are completely terrified. Haven has just recently upchucked their entire ale and meal and are recovering from that. The commander looks at you and she has had the conversation with each of you that it's not a shameful thing to walk away now if you want to. Giving you one last chance to step away. You all agreed, though, that no, we're going to move forward, each for your own reasons. As you take that first step forward, you feel the pressure of the power around you, control, a pressure that seems to cover your entire body, but mostly hitting into your temples as you feel a strong sense of hatred just radiating off of the stones in this building. It is enough to make you all close your eyes and just touch your head like your temple is screaming at you and you just got punched in it. And when you open your eyes, Taz isn't there. In his stead is a humanoid ape creature wearing a suit of chainmail and has a holy symbol on his neck. The holy symbol is a clawed paw.
I will look a little bit in surprise and kind of look him up and down, open my mouth to say something, but on seeing his holy symbol, I'm gonna just shut my mouth and scoot a little bit further away from him.
I will draw a weapon and get in his face.
What happened to Taz?
Who the fuck are you?
I was sent here to replace a person that was needed to be borrowed. My name is Rukutir, or you can call me Ruku, if you would like. He glances over at each of you and locks his eyes for a moment on one of you, and then quickly shifts his gaze. I was sent to replace someone, but it seems that the magic misgrabbed the person. But I will be here until that friend returns. It'll be less than 24 hours, and then they will come back to you.
I'm gonna gently kind of put a hand on Haven's shoulder and say, we should listen to him.
Why? Who sent you? Who grabbed Taz?
Haven is very, very much wanting to ask 50 questions, but at the same time trusts Ash explicitly because of the things that have happened on the battlefield and since they met as a whole. So while they're not massively happy about it, they will step back ever so slightly and put their sword away.
His face, by the way, is completely blank. He doesn't have any emotion showing whatsoever. And he says, the black-blooded one sent me here and requested the offer that was promised to him. But sometimes the magics don't work 100%.
Reese is 10 feet back. He does not trust this replacement of Zaz. He is very hesitant, especially taking 2 steps into the tower and then there immediately being some funny business.
Mm-hmm.
And how do we know this isn't some trick of the tower?
You don't. But I am a bestial creature, a monster of sorts. Do I look like I belong to the balance? He is about 6 feet tall, completely muscular, and completely gray. He's not wearing any shoes, and he has chainmail on, with fluffy gray hair and a long monkey tail.
I am going to glance at Ash, give a slight tilt to the head, as in I'm deferring to you, but... And I am going to use Overwhelming Charm.
Okay.
So I can use your action to overwhelm a creature with a flash of short-lived but intense love for me, causing them to try and defend me, or when I'm in trouble, I smile and wink, choosing blah, 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 blah. I'm not in trouble, but they would be far more favourable towards me.
Okay.
So they have to make a charisma saving throw, but actually I don't know what against. Did I write that down?
I think this came up earlier. It's 8 plus your charisma plus proficiency.
Yes, so 8 charisma is 2 plus proficiency is 2, 12.
I made a 14.
Glance at Ash, turn around, put on my winningest? Best winning smile. Winningest, definitely, that's how wonderfully it works, and go, so, I'm sure you could tell us absolutely everything about what the bloody hell is going on here then. Please, do enlighten us.
I don't have to enlighten you to anything. Also, I don't know what you're trying to do. I think it was flirtation. I'm not interested, though. Thank you.
At least he was polite about it.
There's no point in hurting feelings. I'm here to assist. Whether I want to be here or not, it doesn't matter.
Haven, I'll get your attention. I'm just gonna very discreetly tap my chest. You'll see I'm wearing the same exact holy symbol that he has. It looks kind of like a claw of an animal. Mine's made out of metal, but it looks identical.
I'll glance between the two and say, well, unless you stab us in the back, fine. Tag along. The first sign that you're going to harm us, I will eviscerate you. Somehow. I'm sure. Probably.
You can try.
Quite.
Ruku, what are your pronouns?
He, him. Thank you for asking.
Okay, just wanted to know, because if you do happen to stab us in the back, I want to be able to talk shit about you correctly.
Fair. I will tell you that if I did attempt to stab you in the back instead of doing my job, my god would actually kill me first and probably more brutally than you ever possibly could. So...
Okay, that sways me more than all the other crap. Angelique, what do you think?
Angelique wants to know whether he's telling the truth on that. What's her feeling from him and the stuff he said? Is he being straightforward?
Roll an insight check.
15.
He seems to be telling complete truth.
Well, I was about to ask you all if this is the sort of thing that happens often, as you seem to be quite pleasantly going along with it. But I don't think he's lying. I mean, it is odd that he just showed up at the beginning of this tower, but I mean, we could leave, so if he was going to do that trick, he should have done it a little farther in.
The Wild Hunter needs people when he needs people. It's any random moment. It just so happened to coincide with you entering the building.
I don't trust him, but I trust someone who does. So I wouldn't say it's normal, but I'm going with it for now.
To be fair, I trust none of you either.
Delightful.
Just to be clear, you're not with Shar then, right?
No. Roll another insight check.
16.
You actually see a micro expression for a brief moment. Like, he has been neutral completely. As soon as you mention Shar's name, he has like a scowl on his face almost. But it is gone within a second.
So then if Taz, because I met Taz at his temple to Shar. So, well, okay, I'm not going to get into God's businesses. It's up to them to decide. All right, shall we go?
Please.
Reese kind of sighs. All right, don't think we have too much of a choice in that matter, and then is just going to look around to see what we've walked into.
I will take a last kind of look at Riku and ask him, so you say that you were essentially coming here for someone else, and that the wrong person got grabbed?
Yes.
Right. And then I will look around, take in the surroundings.
As you look around, the pressure in your head has subsided. You've been thoroughly distracted enough from other situations that you can actually see the entire entrance. It is over 100 feet high, and has 3 gigantic magical floating chandeliers in the air. The light is glowing against the walls, but you do not see any candles remaining inside the chandeliers at all. You don't know where the light is coming from. Perhaps it is magical in the chandelier itself. And it kind of leaves a shadowy figure across that feels like somebody is constantly watching you. And it is enough that it dances over a giant mural that's painted on the ceiling, which is a swirl of twisted angles and clashing colors. Looking at the image hurts your eyes and causes you to feel dizzy.
Can I do a quick perception check around to see if anything's moving, if there's any, like, abundantly apparent doorways, if there's anything...
Yep.
Stuff.
And how high was the ceiling in here?
100 feet.
18.
18 on perception? Okay. From this vantage point, you only see one doorway, and it is on the left-hand side, probably about 50 or 60 feet away. You don't see much beyond that because of the shadows. You can't see completely to the end of the room.
Okay.
Reese is going to light a torch and then cast Mage Hand and have the Mage Hand hold the torch about 30 feet ahead of us.
That does light up a little bit more, and as you walk forward, you will eventually see...
Carefully.
You do eventually see another doorway to your right and a hallway that leads to the east, or straight ahead.
Is the doorway straight ahead at the end, like, is that on the back of the wall?
Yes.
And how close to the back of the wall is the doorway on the right?
20 feet.
Okay, wicked, thank you.
If I look around, is there anything else in the room as far as, like, signs of other people who've come this way at all, potentially? I'm also, while looking around, going to be using my snoot, just because.
Okay.
I would like to help Ash in that, because I was going to suggest looking for any of the scuff marks from the people fleeing quickly, or signs of blood, more importantly.
You can each roll your own, because Ash is using their nose and you are using your eyes.
Makes sense.
It's not great. That is an 11. I will say I'm a little distracted by how disorienting the walls in this room are. My ears are kind of back on my head, and I just look a little uncomfortable. Got my head down a little bit, sort of looking around, yes, but also very unsettled.
Your mind on other things, too.
Very much so. I am incredibly distracted right now.
Do we notice like a bouquet of flowers tucked in Ash's back belt, hiding under the cloak?
Not quite. What did you roll
Yeah.
for your perception?
Dirty 20. I'm definitely keeping my head down because that weird angled markings on the ceiling. So my looking around is more on the ground, and as I said, for signs of disturbing tracking, when people fleeing quickly or blood.
Okay. You see that the floor is covered in patterned tiles, all completely straight and orderly, matching perfectly white, black, white, black, white, black, which you don't see in your normal city. Everything in the city is very mismatched and jumbled together into a chaotic perfection, but these are very orderly and taken care of. I will say with that roll, you do see that there are footprints that lead directly to your right, but you do not see any door there. So you're not sure where they went to. They stop at the wall. You also see blood droplets, another place on the left, but again, you don't see anything that it would lead to. They're just on the floor and splattered on the wall a little bit. Make an investigation check for me.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering if maybe they were under a chandelier, if that was the case. I rolled 7.
7. Okay, you see that there's blood splatter on the wall, but you don't notice anything with the patterns.
I will call those out that the tracks are ending at the wall over there, not the door, and there seems to be random blood splatters here. Maybe this is why they think it's a maze. Things are changing around.
You also will see that there are a multitude of pious statues lining the whole length of each side of the room. All very symmetrical, wearing the very familiar masks of the people who have been attacking your kind for ages, and they all are staring very judgmentally, and you feel their gaze upon you.
I'm gonna just spit at the base of the one that's closest to me.
Anjali's going to take out a piece of chalk and move to the nearest one and draw eyebrows and a face on it.
I was literally just seeing if I had something to deface it with, but I don't.
If you're looking around, then Anjali will toss you some chalk.
I will grab that chalk and I will go over and start scratching one, like colouring in their eyes, like putting little horns on the top of them, making them more demonic and friendly.
While the rest of them are all, defacing some property, which I think is very important. Reese is going to go up to that area that Angeli was checking out, and with the torch in the mage hand, still holding it, but seeing if pushing the mage hand against the wall with the fist, seeing if maybe it goes through the wall at all.
To the footsteps or to the blood?
So the blood is on the wall, and then the footsteps are on the floor?
Yes.
I guess both places. Just trying to, just kind of push it against the wall and see if it goes anywhere.
Okay. Roll an investigation check for the shoe one first.
Sure. That is a 14.
You put the mage hand against the wall and it traces along. There is no way that it can push through at all. But you do notice with that roll that the footprint does cut off completely where the wall is. So it looks like someone took a step right where the wall is, but now there is a wall there.
Okay. And then
with the blood one, roll another investigation check.
Ooh, that is... I rolled a 2, so that's an 8.
Okay. Unfortunately, you don't notice anything with that one. You again cannot push your way through with the mage hand at all.
Okay. I think I'll definitely point out the fact that, there's a footprint halfway through the door. Either there's a secret door here, or this place likes to move around. And both are worrying.
Say neither one of those options sounds great.
Yeah, that's not good at all. Does anyone have particular skills in cartography? Angelique kindly gave me this chalk, but I'm not the most amazing when it comes to artistic things. I can certainly try, though, if anyone has some parchment to trace our steps, as it were. But if anyone else could do it as well, then we can always compare our maps and see if there are differences even between ourselves in the same group.
I think that Reese will take out his spellbook and in a part of it, because he should have some ink as well. I can try to keep a map of where we've been and what's going on. And I think even looking through it, you see he has spells written down, but there's a lot of sketches and drawings too, as well as a lot of loose pieces of paper, as if they've just been jammed in there. But yeah, I'll try my best to keep track of where we've been and what's going on. And Reese will try to draw out the room.
Okay. If you do not have proficiency in cartography, make an intelligence check.
Sure.
Should I do that because I'm also making the map?
Mm-hmm.
That is a 8.
Wonderful.
6.
Your map looks great.
Mm-hmm. This looks pretty accurate.
Yeah. I mean, there's a square and there's a couple of squiggles where there's doors. Mm-hmm. It works.
It's not quite to scale, but it works.
Reese will definitely forget what symbol he was using for doors and end up accidentally making it a different one and then forget what that one was.
We're all really disorientated by the entire place and the straightness of it. Mm-hmm.
It's also confusing. We've moved around a fair amount, correct?
Yeah, you've been moving around the main hall.
Angeli would like to take to the air and look down at the patterned tiles just to see if there's any of them that are out of place.
Okay.
Or anything strange about the floor.
Roll an investigation.
Aha, 14.
Every single tile is perfect.
Ugh, makes my eyes bleed. I can't see anything from up here about weirdness with the tile. I guess we should just cross to the other door?
Wait. If we cross, we've got 2 different sections that people can come out behind us. We've got the one on the left that was near the entrance and the one on the right near the far door. So all 4 of us go to maybe the one on the left. We can have 2 on each side and try and maybe see what's inside before we get stabbed or something.
Smart idea.
Yeah,
sure.
Maybe trying that door on the left first.
Angeli will fly over to the door on the left.
I'll walk with the others and say,
Yeah, I'll head that way.
Ash, Reese, which one of you wants to go with Angelique or shall I? And the other 2 can take the other side of the door and we'll just when you're flanking the door, there's something gonna stab us.
I think Reese is gonna go, I don't think as fast as the flying, but try to also get to the door and then switching, taking the torch from the mage hand. Here, Angeli, let me open it from a distance. See if.
Oh, sure.
Is there an actual door or is it just an entranceway?
It's an entranceway.
He gets closer and he sees and he's like, never mind.
If you go with Anheli, then I'll follow Haven to the other one.
Yeah, sure, sounds good.
Wait. Just checking. Are you suggesting we split the party and we both go in separate rooms?
I would rather us all check out one thing at a time.
Probably good to stick together, yeah.
All right. As you peer down the doorway, you see that there is a long hallway that's only 5 feet wide, and it goes on for a good 50, 60 plus feet.
Can we see what's at the other end, or is it too dark?
I will do that little holding the torch out 30 feet.
With the torch held out, you can just see that there is a wall with an entryway that turns to the left.
Any sounds?
Make a perception check.
Ow! Apparently I caught my head on something while I was trying to listen. I rolled a 1.
You do hear noises, actually.
You hear that, Reese? Marching feet?
Do I hear anything?
Or a scrape? I
perception
can't tell what.
Natural 20.
You hear absolutely nothing.
No? All right, Ruku, you go first. You're disposable. I mean, invincible.
Shall we check the other door then too? I think
That's back in a way we don't want to know what's in here yet. But also, if Ruku was sent to us by a god, I don't really want to piss off the god by getting him killed in the first 5 minutes. I will move ahead if no one else is particularly wanting to.
Well, he does have more armor.
All right, I will be brave and follow right behind you.
I will stealthily walk to the end.
I'll go right behind Reese.
Everybody who is stealthing, roll a stealth check.
I will try to copy being as stealthy as possible.
I'm going to stop rolling these dice. 8.
15.
8.
I'm very distracted, and as I'm walking, I keep looking over my shoulder to keep an eye on Riku, and just not paying very much attention, so I'm really not very graceful going down this hallway.
As you are walking, Ash, you actually hit your head on, like, where a lantern would have been, but it's not. There's nothing there. It doesn't do any damage. It just hurts your ego a little bit and also rings out down the hallway with a little bit of a clatter.
Fuck. Sorry.
That also echoes down the hallway.
Anjali was thinking of trying to be quiet, but she's got her hand in a pouch that's clinking and clanking a little bit. It's her bag of 1,000 ball bearings. She just wants to whip one of these things down a nice orderly hallway and have it go bing, 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 bing. But she isn't doing that yet.
ADHD at its finest.
Haven is really distracted and trying to be super stealthy, but they've forgotten that as an aesthetical thing, they have silver tips on the edges of their wings, where all of the different membrane tips, that's the one, and they've relaxed their back so they're just ever so slightly dragging along the floor, making a metal on stone sound the whole time, and they're not paying any attention.
So, with that, there is absolutely zero stealth. The one person... Reese, what did you roll?
15. You actually see Reese, he took like the construction belt that's around his waist, and he's holding it up like if you were to hold your dress up and taking like big steps to try to be as careful as possible.
You are great. You're very quiet.
He's on his tippy toes.
Yeah, and then everybody else is just like clang, clang, bang, ow, fuck. So eventually, you get to the end of the hallway with Haven at the front. Hallway turns to the left, and there is a doorway in front of you.
A door or a doorway?
Doorway.
Can I see inside? Poking my nose and one eye around the corner, can I see?
Yes. Roll a stealth check.
Still torch holding well forward.
18.
As you peek your head in, the room opens into a lavish hall where art covers every open space. Red drapes cover with gold trim along fake windows with ample space in between for portraits. Skulls and trophies across its walls. You see on the far side of the room there is a huge painting of an unknown creature or nightmare that dominates the space and demands your attention for a brief moment, but you're able to rip your view away from it. Art around the room itself includes clear cabinets of degraded weapons, jewelry, books of unknown language, and a towering humanoid sculpture modeled from a red clay.
Any sign of anything moving?
At this moment, make a perception check.
Natural 20!
The only sign of movement that you see is that the picture seems to be shifting from one image to another, and the image just keeps changing.
I'm going to tap Reese, you were behind me?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tap you and silently point at the image so that you can perceive that it's changing, and then point further down so that you can, as I move in, you can tell the others as you move up and stuff. I'm going to very carefully move in and to the left of the doorway.
Okay.
Yeah, I will pass that information down the line, telephone style. The painting is moving, and then it ends up at the end like, wait, what?
I got that we should deface the painting at the end. So
If Haven and Reese are already in, I'll also kind of carefully, slowly go in.
Yeah, I follow.
Raikou will follow behind and glance around, just looking at all the items, and doesn't say anything. Do you move closer to the painting or any objects?
I want to throw something at the painting. I just need to see what I have. Not a whole lot of anything.
when Anjali moves into the room, she's looking around at the nearest batches of art stuff, especially if they're in a cabinet. She would like to go wander over there and take a look.
Okay. Make an investigation check.
Ooh, a natural 20.
Very nice.
That uncovers a skill for me.
It does.
Nice.
So you now have
investigation proficiency.
investigation
That's cool.
as a proficiency. In this cabinet, you see there are dozens of different types of weapons, though most of them are old and rusted, pitted. They seem to be well cared for now, but they seem to have seen some shit in their past. The swords are all very symmetrical and straight edges and uniformed, and they are placed in an exact order where you can tell how they were improved upon as the years went on, but there wasn't very much variance or anything changing to them to make them look prettier purely for functionality, not aesthetics.
So no flourishes at all.
Nope.
Kind of museum style?
Yes.
Well, there's some swords in this one, but they all just seem boring.
I'm going to go over. If there's a way to open the cabinet, I'm going to do it. And if not, I'm just going to put my fist through it.
With that investigation check, you would have also found that there is a lock on it, but it is locked.
Then I would like to caution Haven. If you want to break it, go for it, but I could try to open that first.
Can I just hit it with my sword so I can steal a sword and throw it at the painting? Or is there
Sure.
something nearby that I can just pick up and launch?
Are you looking for something to throw?
Yeah.
Oh, and she just reaches into her pouch of 1,000 ball bearings and gives you a handful.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And I'm just lob, one at a time, one after the other. Doink, 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 doink. Straight at the painting.
Roll me
Quite the throw.
5 d20s. What's your bonus for dex?
My bonus for dex is 1.
Then while she's distracted, Anjali will try to pick the lock.
Okay, roll lockpicking.
I've rolled 5 d20s.
What are they? Anything above a 12.
12 and 15.
Okay. 2 of the ball bearings hit the first 3. 1 goes off to the right, 1 goes off to the left, 1 goes a little high and bounces off the ceiling and bounces back at you. The
Ow.
4th one hits the painting and goes directly through it.
Mm.
And so does the 5th one. And it's ripples like a rock on water and ripples away the image that was on there. And for a brief second, as it steadies again, a image of a humanoid person wearing the same mask appears, solid, but doesn't move.
I'm going to wave at everyone, just wave at my arms and point like I don't want to say anything, but I'm just going to, my wings are going to flare out and I'm going to gesture drastically at everyone else.
Kind of just jog over to where Haven is and just like lean in and look at the painting and say, What did you do?
I threw things.
I do want to do something, but I'll wait until Anjali is done picking.
I may have been distracted with the wings flaring out, but I got a 13.
Okay.
Okay. It takes you a good 10 minutes to unlock it, but you do manage to eventually unlock it.
I'd probably stop after 5,
Okay, well then
especially
you do
with
not
other
unlock
stuff going on. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So does it look like after doing that, there's like a figure standing?
a portrait of a man or human. You can't really tell.
I was just gonna look to Haven like I can hold the torch up to it, see if it burns or
Yeah.
anything. Yeah?
I mean, it's worth a
I don't know
shot.
if that'll
I do,
help
before
or
we
hurt.
provoke this image too much, in case that person actually steps out or something, I kind of want to loot everything here. I mean, I know we're getting paid, but are we really getting paid enough? And if we can take the swords to the blacksmith to smelt, I mean, they're fucking ugly. There's not a dent in them. There's no coloration. They're horrifying. But if we could just shove it in a bag and be done with it, they can melt them down. We could maybe get a couple of silver for each one or something.
What kind of luck has... And Haley had some luck getting that lock open, yeah? So we have at least one of the cabinets that is open.
No, she was distracted and stopped after 5 minutes of trying to get it
Gotcha.
open.
I don't know. I find this whole room a little unsettling. I'm not beyond taking stuff, but I do feel a little bit cautious.
I was just thinking there might be better stuff further in, so why weigh yourself down now with trash?
Because we're right by the entrance. We could go out and flog it immediately. I'm going to go and smash at least one cabinet with something that looks slightly better than the rest.
Okay. Do you pick the one with the weapons, the jewelry, or the book of an unknown language?
I was going to go with the weapons. I am going to go with the book.
Okay. Roll an attack against the glass. And you said your weapon?
Yes, quite. Natural 20, though.
Okay. You shatter the glass perfectly and are able to snatch your hand back away before the glass can hit you. And you have in your possession one book in a language that you do not recognize.
Can Reese just take a glance at it and see if he recognizes the language? He knows Celestial, well, Goblin, and Sylvan. I mean, I don't think it's Goblin, but...
I have Goblin as well, Abyssal and Infernal, but it's probably like High Elf.
You do not recognize it.
Do you pass it around? Or do you throw it in the bag? You said there was jewelry, right? Angeli might try to pick the lock on that one.
I would not, after glancing at it and not being able to read it, I'd put it in my backpack.
18 on the jewelry case.
Okay, you are able to pick that within a minute easily enough, and inside there are a bunch of gems and stuck in old gold jewelry. It looks like, at least. They're very gaudy looking, all very symmetrically cut perfectly, which you've never seen before. You've never seen a gem perfectly cut in this world. It seems extremely unnatural and a waste of resources.
Yeah. No personality in any of this stuff.
Yeah.
She'll just, I guess, sweep all that into a belt pouch. Found a bunch of jewelry. I'll just take it for now and we could sort it out later.
Nice. Good find.
I'd like to look at the painting and see if it's changed at all since we threw something through it, or even since we've started to mess with the cabinets.
The painting has not changed.
Okay. We going 3 for 3?
Might as well. But that one I had trouble with, so I guess just break it.
I'll go up to the last one and just smash it.
Angeli's fished out a hammer and is about to hand it over, but it's a little late.
Alright, roll an attack.
19.
Alright, you're using your bare hand.
I am using, like, my elbow, which does have some armor on it.
You take 2 points of damage as
Sick.
a piece pierces through your armor into your arm, but the glass is shattered.
Is that halved? Or is
Yes.
that flat damage?
That would be
Okay.
halved because I have resistance to piercing damage.
So then 1 damage.
I'll swear a little bit and then examine the contents of the case.
This is the swords one?
Mhm.
Alright, you find about 5 or 6 swords. They all look identical, like I said, but they're slowly getting improvements, some would call it. They don't look like they would be usable in a fight. They're not taken care of at all, and the edges are dull. And the blade is pitted, so it looks like if you tried to hit somebody with it, it would probably break instantly. I will get you the information after game for how much gold worth or silver worth of everything there is.
Oh, and on the book, everybody was taking a look, or not?
Haven put it in their bag.
Awesome.
After not recognizing the language, they just stuff it in their bag. Alright, so somebody was looking at the portrait, I think.
There like an expression, because I remember it was like a nightmare-ish thing before, like a little abstract, and then we sent those ball bearings through, and now it seems to be more of like a portrait.
It is a portrait that looks identical to every single person you've ever fought.
Which to us would be nightmarish.
Oh, like with the mask.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I think with it being a portrait of that, unless somebody says anything, Reese is gonna bring the mage hand holding the torch slowly up to the portrait and then hold the torch underneath the frame and hope that it catches.
Okay. You let it sit there for a solid few minutes and you see that the frame begins to lighten up with the fire, and the flame flickers up and over the entire frame, growing and growing and growing until it covers the entire thing. And when it eventually dies down, the remains of the picture are identical, but the frame is completely blackened and charred. Picture seems untouched by the fire.
We'll walk up to it, and after kind of a moment's hesitation, I'm gonna just poke the
Your
picture.
finger goes through.
It's a little unsettling. Pull it back. I'm like,
It felt very cold.
Ash, use a weapon or something.
sorry,
No.
right. Hand's okay. It feels cold though.
Are you sure it's okay? Like, you could have some kind of necrotic, parasitic thing.
I'll just look at my hand. Say,
It's
okay.
almost freezer burn cold, but you weren't in there long enough to actually get any damage to you.
It feels okay. It's very, very cold though. Very cold.
Insight on Ash, is she dying? Is she lying?
Roll an insight check.
Are you dying?
Natural 20.
Seems legit. She
All right.
seems fine.
Is there any other exits out of here that we've seen?
Nope, just the one.
I'm gonna go up to it. I'm gonna say, Ash, hold my wing joint, and if my head isn't out in less than 2 seconds, you pull the fuck out. You hold that wing joint and you yank with all your might.
You got
Because
it.
I think that she's the strongest one here. And I'm just gonna shove my head through.
I will grab the wings.
So,
Okay.
use a weapon, not your finger, but use your head instead of any other body part. Interesting.
Haven
technique.
isn't the smartest.
Guys, when I talk about using your head most of the time, this isn't what I mean.
We need to see if there's something on the other side. You can't see with a finger.
I'm holding Ash, but I don't think that's gonna do very much.
Okay,
like,
Haven,
how-
roll a
how-
Constitution save.
7.
Okay. As you plunge your face into this frigid, icy pool of nothingness, you see nothing. It is pure darkness on the other side, and you feel your face like it's burning almost for a good solid second, and then you see light. You see the brightest light you have ever seen in your entire life, and it hurts so bad. And then all of a sudden you are yanked back, and you take 4 damage.
Kind of catch you as you fall back through. Like,
4 cold
are you
damage.
all right?
Eyelashes are completely covered in frost and almost frozen shut. Your lips are purple.
Okay. I'm gonna go, sorry! And just bury my head in Ash's fur.
It's very cold.
I'm like, warn me next time.
Just bury my... I don't know where my face is next to. It could be an armpit, it could be whatever the fuck.
It's probably my armpit if I caught you. So
Yeah.
it's kind of, oh, okay. Warn me next time.
You hear a sigh from Riku in the back. Are you done playing with the objects of the enemy?
We have to investigate. We're being paid to. You get as a, we have to investigate. We're being paid to. Through the armpit fur.
There were smarter ways to go about doing that.
As my face starts to warm up, I'll pull back and recount everything that I didn't really see.
When you pull back, you are still, like, you know how when you look at light suddenly and you have that black dots floating in your eyes? You can't see anything right now. You just see the black dots floating in front of your eyes, and you're not sure how long that's going to last because you've never seen that bright of a light before.
I try and swipe them out of the way with my hands. Like, what is that?
Nobody else sees anything.
Her?
Oh my god, I don't see anything. Hold still. I'm gonna like take my paws and just kind of like rub your cheeks a little bit.
Ow!
What did you see?
Bright, horrifying light. Evil light. It was so bright, it was painful. I can't see properly now.
It was like a
Maybe.
yellow, whitish bright.
Maybe your eyeballs are just freezing.
Can I see anything around the spots, or is it just like one massive ball in my vision?
You can kind of see other things, and as the minutes are going by, it's clearing a little bit.
I'll explain that to them then.
6 minutes later, you can see completely again.
Awesome.
All right, so not that way for now.
I think during that, Reese takes his water skin and just sticks like a little part of it in, takes it out. It's like, refreshing. It's like nice and cold.
It does work, honestly. Shocking.
Okay, what if I stick my weapon in to the hilt to try and like make it extra cold so that if I hit someone with it, I'll get cold damage?
Depends on how cold it is. I mean, if you take a blade from being really, really cold to room temperature, it could also crack the steel if it's not great quality.
Okay.
Anjali is back by the way we came in and is just bouncing a ball bearing off a wall,
Okay.
waiting for the rest to catch up.
I think Reese is going to give the portrait just one final, middle finger and kind of getting ready to head out.
As you go back towards the doorway, there is no door.
Oh,
That's unfortunate.
well, we're not going this way either. All right, time to start seeing if there's another way out, I guess.
I hunt for hidden doors.
Make an investigation.
Anjali
And
wants
can
to
I-
look for scratches in the floor and stuff as well, or is there any dust in here, by the way, or is it all dust-free?
Sorry. Haven, make a perception. Angeline, make an investigation.
I was going to ask either Ash or Reese to help me with their specific skills because they've got a better nose than I have. So if I was feeling the walls, if they could sniff to see if there's like a difference in the air pressure and temperature or anything around me.
Dutifully go behind and sniff.
Yeah, I'll sniff.
You smell Haven's burning-ish flesh. I don't know.
I'll give an investigation
Separate.
round.
Separate, okay.
Anjali rolled 16.
All right. So with the 16, you were looking for scratches, you said?
Yeah, things like if the doors slid outwards, if there was any change in the flooring.
You see that there are scratches around where the doorway was. And while glancing around the rest of the room, you also see that there are some scratches where the statue is on the floor next to the statue.
So would there have been similar scratches where we saw the footprints going into the wall, or where Reese saw the footprints going into the wall? I'll ask him, actually.
No, I didn't see any scratches. But you said that there were some around the base of the statue. Do you think that could be another entrance?
Does it look like if the statue was pushed or moved, it would slide across where those scratches are?
Make an investigation check to study the statue.
I got 19 on my hidden door checks.
You sense that there is a door still there, but you do not know how to get it open.
And there's none anywhere else.
No.
I'll probably wait on that until, time-wise, that everybody else kind of gathers too, that they've done their secret door things. And mentioned to Reese this, because I'd mentioned the scratches where the footprint was, and I posed the question to Reese, maybe, like if we pushed it here, do you think that those marks were from the statue?
I think it could be. Either that or it's some kind of indication of an entrance. Does it look as if the scratches are caused by, like, the movement of something larger, like along the floor or even by the entrance? Or was it maybe something like there have been people trapped in this room before and them trying to claw their way out?
It looks like it's directly associated to the base.
Okay. Angela, I think you're onto something. Do you guys all want to try to push the big guy?
Could you recount for me, please, what the statue looked like?
Yes. Towering humanoid sculpture modeled from a red clay.
That's all there is to it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy to push.
I will also come and throw my bulk into it.
Okay. Where are each of you pushing at? Because there's only so much space.
I'm very tall, so I push higher up.
Samesies.
I guess I'll get around to the other side and try to pull if I can.
Okay.
Try to leave some room for the heavier hitters.
Anjali?
No, they look like they've got it. I do mention
Riku is not helping. He's just standing by and watching.
I was just going to ask if you wanted to participate.
No, thank you.
Well, how do you think we're going to get out of this room?
I would like to see if you all get injured first, and then I'll try.
How helpful.
Also, Ruku, what is your opinion on this lovely portal type thing that I decided to stick my face into?
It seems like it is a portal to another place. It's very similar to the one that are used back home, but it more than likely does not lead to where I am from, if it was bright.
This whole time, Reese thought we started on the statue, so he's just been...
It's not going anywhere.
I'll start to push.
I'll also push.
As you are all pushing, he also says, if the theories are correct that I've heard, it could lead to the balance, perhaps. And then you all push on the statue. And as you're pushing and pulling on the statue, you all feel your hands sink into the clay, and you hear a riddle in the three of your heads. What is yours, and yet others use more than you? You all hear this deep echoing into your mind.
Okay. Looking up, like, not sure whether to say it in his head or, like, out loud. He just says out loud, my name?
Your hands are released.
Oh, okay.
Your name is Reese. Why, did you forget it?
No. The statue asked us a riddle. And that was weird.
The other two, your hands are still stuck.
I'll repeat what Reese said.
Okay, and now your hands are released.
I will initially try to, like, pull out, and then after I see everyone else, be like, oh, right, my name.
Your hands are released.
Yeah.
And as your hands are released, the statue shifts backwards, almost toppling over Reese, and then the doorway opens again.
Well done.
Okay.
That looked a bit sticky.
Very gooey.
Your hands are all kind of dirty with red clay. It's under your nails.
Clay and fur do not agree.
Okay, so where are you guys going next?
Painting seems like a bad idea, so I head back.
Anjali starts down the hallway.
Okay.
I'll follow Anjali, but I'm also going to kind of watch Riku after his observations on the portal and just see kind of where his attention is at as we're going.
He's watching the portal until everybody exits, and then he follows you. He has his hand on his hilt of his sword, and then he follows along.
I'm just watching him a lot.
That's fair. All right, so you are walking down the ginormous room that you all have.
Is there a way? Does anyone have a way that we can block that doorway, in case it is a portal and things can come in behind us?
I don't know, things are just shifting and moving on their own. I don't know how useful it would be. Even if we had something.
If I find something big enough, I could try to shove it in the doorway, but I don't know if we'll find anything like that here.
They're statues.
Reese just casts Minor Trick and then makes a little sign that says, do not enter or exit. I mean, it's an illusion, but...
Okay, there's a sign now that says, do not enter or exit. How long does it stay for?
An hour.
Okay.
Nice.
That'll hold them.
Salute you.
Did you have it attached to like a red rope?
Yeah.
Matinee rope.
Yeah.
Those things.
All right, so you walk about 100 feet down the hallway, and you see that you can either go to the right, there is a door, or you can go straight ahead.
Yeah, check out the door.
Yeah.
Anything
Cautiously.
about it? Anything unusual?
Make an investigation check.
14.
It is made of metal, and you see that while there are still the straight edges that you are accustomed to from everything else in this place, there also is a seashell sitting in the center. But other than that, the door looks normal.
So that seashell is pretty much screaming different. Anjali will say that actually and point it out. Everything else is all nice, normal, and boring. She wants to look around the seashell to see if is it a picture? Is it an etching? Is it something separate from the door that might turn or push? She doesn't want to do that yet. She's just examining it.
You can see that it gets pushed inwards, but other than that, you can't tell much beyond that.
All right, she'll push it inward.
Reese is just like, oh, I should have said to the statue your mom. I would, because it's like, what's mine, but everybody else uses. It probably would have ate us, but might have been worth it.
For the joke. So the door opens up, and suddenly you do hear the sounds of the ocean. You appear on a small island floating amidst a sea of stars and vibrant colors. Other such islands litter the nearby space, close but too far to step between. There are a varying number of doors, and they all look identical on the island that you are upon. You do not see the exit where you entered the room.
So there are doors on this actual little island that we're standing on.
How many?
There are 4 on the first island.
The hell is this place with doors?
Does it look like any of the islands in the distance also have doors on them?
Make a perception check.
12.
Yes. You can't tell exactly how many.
What's above the island? Is there a roof or does it seem like sky?
It looks like open space, like literal stars. You've actually, in the Chaos Realm, you've probably seen stars, though these are brighter than any stars you've ever seen before. And imagine the best galaxy picture you could find on the internet right now, but like it looks like that. Just so many beautiful colors and stars, and some shooting across the sky with purples and pinks and blues.
Oh, that's very pretty.
Because I like galaxies, and I want that to be what it looks like.
Works for me.
It's actually really nice compared to the other rooms that we've been in.
Yeah, this one's not bad. What if one of the people who can fly goes through a door and then tries to reorient themselves to where everyone else is? Maybe if we tie to them with a rope and we can pull them back out the same door maybe, and if not, then they can fly back to us.
That's like a decent plan. I will pull the end of a rope out of my bag and just hand it to you as you say this. You volunteering?
Okay, Angelique, shall we draw straws?
In a moment, Reese, can you make light?
He is kind of scratching his head and like trying to draw in his sketchbook, and he's like, if these are all portals, this is really gonna make drawing this map really hard. I can do this, and then he just holds up the torch.
Okay. So she takes her short bow off and gets an arrow out. I was just thinking if you could make this light up, then we might have some better viewing, but then she just draws it and fires it straight up. She's kind of curious if there's a ceiling above that we're just not seeing.
Okay, so you're shooting up into the air?
Yep.
All right, make an attack roll.
And I tell myself I'm going to not use digital dice anymore. That's a 6. I miss.
All right,
I
you
miss
shoot
up.
the arrow up in the air, and it goes up only about 5 feet before it falls straight back down to you. Make a dexterity save.
That's weird. 23.
You instantaneously dodge out of the way, and it strikes the ground right next to where you were standing.
Did it seem like it was redirected?
No, it was just how gravity works, and it came back down.
Oh my god, this room redirected it.
Well, I was just worried, like, if I had to dodge, I would have just caught it otherwise.
You realize that your bow you didn't have as good of a grasp on your bow as you thought, so it didn't get shot up as high as it could have. It only went about quarter of the way before it started heading back down towards you.
She wipes her hands off better because she must have touched that stupid statue in there with the stupid oily clay, and then tries it again.
Okay, make another attack roll.
16.
You shoot the arrow up in the air. It goes up. What's the length of the bow?
320 feet.
It goes up 320 feet and then starts to plummet back down towards the earth as it hits nothing.
Watch out, arrow coming.
And before it starts to plummet, it gets hit by a shooting star
Ooh.
and shatters.
Well, it doesn't seem
That's
to be a
cool.
ceiling.
I want to walk near the edge, kind of peer over, and just see what exactly we're kind of floating in. And you mentioned there were other islands here, like how far away they look.
The islands are all far enough that you cannot easily fly there or jump there, or it's probably a good couple miles, each of them. And underneath of you are more stars. You are surrounded by stars.
The answer is going to be the doors.
Yeah, with that distance, it's going to be kind of hard to see where the person comes out.
And I think if we were to try to fly to one of the other islands, one of those shooting stars might hit us.
Ooh, good point. I'll go through. I'm kind of useless with trying to pull people back, so yeah, I'll go through one of the doors. Look at the doors and see if there's any difference between them.
I was going to hand you just an end of a rope before you jump through one.
Oh yeah,
But-
yeah. I'll tie it around, and I'll also light a torch so that way, if I appear on another island, you might be able to see the light.
Out of the 4 doors available, they all look identical. Which door do you go into?
Closest.
Is that 1, 2, 3, or 4?
Number 1.
Okay,
What does it look like when you open a door? Is it just looks like a doorway? Like
it's just
you could
darkness.
Oh, okay,
You step through, and then you find yourself stepping out of the same door.
that's odd. Well, no odder than the rest of the place, I guess.
Wait, but what if you go in... Because they're just kind of freestanding, right?
Mhm.
What if you go in this way and then come out the same way? If you go in the opposite side, you come out the same way.
We should try another door first.
Yeah, you're right.
2, 3, or 4.
2.
Okay.
A nice even number. Order likes even.
You step through, and you come out of door 4.
I'm going to take the rope off Ash and go in door 3.
You step through door 3, and the rope is taut. And you appear on a separate island with 4 doors, but nobody else sees you.
If I look around at the edges, can I see maybe where they are?
Make a perception check.
8.
You unfortunately do not see them.
Okay, I'm going to light a torch, and then I'm going to throw it up.
All right, everybody make a perception check.
Should I do a strength or anything?
Sure. That'll make the DC easier or harder.
15 plus 2, 17.
Anjali
Okay.
rolled 17.
4.
18.
Reese, you see absolutely nothing. Neither does Roku because he's not paying attention. Ash and Anjali, you see a flip of fire from one of the islands nearby.
Ash, did the rope jiggle when about the same time we saw that light flare?
It's definitely taut. I think that might be Haven. I'll just
What if
kind of
you-
wiggle the rope a little bit just in case.
You feel the rope wiggle.
I'm like, get off! Like this, I've got no room here! I need to move! And I just start trying to tug it.
You don't have a lot of luck with that, but you do tug it, so you do feel it being tugged on the other end.
Yeah, I think that's Haven.
Haven trouble!
Yank it back.
I'm gonna pull on the rope.
Okay. You want to do opposing strength checks?
Mm-hmm. Ash is a lot stronger than I am.
What'd you get?
Natural 20!
I got 24, but I didn't roll a 20.
I got, with my bonus, I'm only 22.
The way that I play the game, a natural 20 is an auto success. So, you yank and are somehow not able to pull Haven back for the first time in your entire life.
Whoa! I think something might be up. We might want to go after them.
Can I try and tug back instead?
Yes, Ash, you get pulled forward 10 feet closer to the door.
It's like, whoa, guys!
Is this what this feels like all the time?
Guys! Ah!
Whereas I'm on the island, like, what did Ash let go? Because it's like way easier than it should have been.
Well, if we can't get him out, we have to go after him.
Reese is very scared.
Roku steps through the door. You see Roku
my-
appear next to you. Haven.
Oh my
Oh.
god, he did something.
Okay. Ah.
We have to bring Haven back this way. We don't know what's on the other side.
Since I'm getting pulled forward, I'm just gonna walk.
All right.
You appear next to
Which
Haven.
means, Haven,
Well-
if you're still pulling on the rope, you're gonna fall forward a little bit. Fair warning.
Yoink you.
Deck save, Haven.
Me? Right, quite.
Just for fun.
13.
You trip backwards a little bit, but you manage to catch your footing.
Cool.
I kind of topple through the doorway a little bit, just sort of like, "Whoa,
Hey, buddy!
hey, you're alright. We thought something might have happened.
I have my limbs. I have my wings. Are they looking as gorgeous as always?
Looks excellent.
Wonderful. My tips haven't, and nothing's happened to the ends?
Pretty sure they're all still on there, as far as I can tell.
Wicked, thank you, because dipping the ends in molten metal is not enjoyable, I can tell you.
Probably doesn't smell good either.
No, not really. Burnt leather.
Gosh. I think the others are on their way.
Oh, cool, okay. Do you want to, hold the end while I go through another door? Or should we
Um,
let Angelique go again?
Let's let these guys catch up just in case things get dicey.
Reese and Angeli.
Well, I guess we better go after him, because there went all the meat shielding.
Reese has no reason to think this is safe.
Angeli will go through next.
Reese, you are alone on the island of 4 doors.
Just looking around, Reese, spellbook in one hand, dagger in the other, is going to slowly walk up and then jump through the door.
Angeli's steps out of the way as soon as she goes through a door, by the way.
Who would be in front of the door, and would Reese accidentally stab them?
That's what we're going to check. Dex save for Angeli. See how fast you are at reacting.
19.
You just managed to dodge out of the way as Reese steps through and stabs forward with the knife, almost stabbing you in the back.
Sorry. Why'd you guys all just step through?
Well, once they go through, if they're not coming back, it's either separate everything or all be together.
I mean, I guess we all live together or die together. Did you have any idea this was safe?
Well, we did see a torch get thrown, so we thought that Haven probably made it over in one piece. There was some rope tugging that kind of confirmed that as well.
Yeah, we may want to get those signals straight. 2 tugs for okay?
I'm sorry, I can't do anything straight. I must apologize. I will do the bentest signal that you desire. I will do the most rainbowist, flamboyant crap on the history of... You know what? I actually have something that would be perfect. I have a rainbow bridge that I can flare off at the slightest requirement.
That sounds ideal.
It's very big, it's very bright, you can't miss it.
And Order probably wouldn't be doing that.
It's actually brighter than normal.
Okay.
4 doors on this island as well?
Yes, you do.
As I'm the only one that can cast the rainbow bridge, I'll start going through them then.
I'm going to hand you the rope before you go.
Yeah.
You're going 1, 2, 3, 4?
Mm-hmm.
So just before you go, 2 tugs is pull you back? Okay?
Screaming is pulling me back. I will bellow at the top of my lungs, I will echo this place down, but if it's safe, I'll cast a rainbow bridge.
Makes sense.
Thank you, though.
I don't want you to waste a spell slot, or waste one of your spells.
The cantrip.
Oh, okay.
It's a very nice cantrip. But it's only useful to flyers because the caster must remain where they are. If they take even one step, the bridge vanishes.
Reese was writing down Rainbow Bridge, like, something to learn for later, and then you said that, and he was like, starts to, scratch it out.
Alright, so you step through the doors, and eventually, when you hit the 4th door, it's the same thing happens. You either step through the door and reappear through the same door, or go through another door. It's the same process, but eventually you hit the 4th door and manage to get to the other island.
Awesome. Is there anything nefarious there? Is there anything different that I should be paying attention to particularly?
As of the moment, no.
Okay. I will try and look around to see where anyone is, but if I don't see them, I'll just cast Rainbow Bridge.
Okay. Roll a perception check.
12.
Or you see a light source on an island far, far away. You see a blink of a light.
I will cast the Rainbow Bridge not sort of out, but as directly upwards as I can, so that the rainbow is abundantly clear and cannot be missed.
I think seeing that, Reese will take that as a good sign and follow through that 4th door.
Since I've got the other end of the rope, I'll probably wait until everyone else is gone and then go through after.
Angeli will go next then.
So you all go through the door?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
You are successfully on Island 2. There are 3 doors on Island 3.
Rinse and repeat.
Yeah, it seems like it's some kind of progress. So yeah, let's keep trying.
Or something has changed for sure.
The first door you enter, since you're probably going in order again, is the right door. The next island has 2 doors.
I'll cast the Rainbow Bridge and bring everyone to me.
I'll
Cool,
let
cool.
everyone
You
else
follow?
go first, and then I'll take up the rear.
To speed up process, because it's just going to be the same thing, you go through the next one. It's the 2nd door. The next one has 5 doors. The 4th door is the correct door. On the last one, Haven, you step through first.
Yes.
So as you step through, you see a dog-like creature created purely of metal with spikes down its back. And it is growling at you, standing in front of a door.
So it's standing, it's facing me, and...
And its eyes are glowing red.
I'm going to start frantically tugging on the rope. I'm going to repeatedly I was going to say yank.
If I feel the rope being tugged, I am going to pull. I'm trying to pull him all the way back.
Make a strength check.
You said 2 tugs, so I think, you're in trouble.
There is also screaming happening.
Yeah.
Reese is walking up thinking that this is a signal to go through the door, so whichever way people go through, he's getting knocked down.
That was 23 on the strength check.
You are easily able to pull Haven back through the door. Haven, you fly backwards.
Yank Haven back, probably into Reese, and outside he says, oh god, sorry.
I smack into Reese and, I don't know, tumble over probably. Sorry, fuck! Sorry, there, beast, giant, metal.
What happened? What did you see?
Evil. It's huge. It is some kind of bestial dog metal thing with red glowing eyes, and it looked horrifying. It was growling and everything. I'm not sure. I thought it might have been salivating at the thought of tearing me apart. It was terrifying.
So I just reread it, and it's a small creature, so you're terrified of like a chihuahua right now. That's what I'm imagining in my head, even though it wasn't that small.
Alright, when I went through, I fell over and it was at eye level, so it looked huge.
I think that's our only way out of here, because I don't think the doors lead us anywhere else.
Anjali has her bow out just in case this thing follows Haven through.
I have a question.
Mhm.
In our home realm, are there things that, similar to dogs, or do we recognize like what a dog is or that kind of shape?
Yeah, you would recognize wolves and creatures of the dog variety.
Okay.
Hellhounds.
There are there's hellhounds, there's wargs, kind of ish are dogs. You've seen werewolves before, you've seen shifters before, so you've seen wolf qualities on other people. You've seen
Okay.
ulfers.
Just asking in
Well-
case I try something stupid.
Can we make this beastie like my shoulder height now, please? Just so that it's actually justified.
No, don't.
Hold on, Hyla.
Low.
Nope.
Does it come up to my knees?
It is a corgi size.
So if this is our only way through, should we get ready to fight this giant monster?
Yeah, I think so. Get ready to prepare my spells.
Metal, it's going to be a tough fight.
I will position myself in front of the door and take out my sword.
Did you see anything about the room beyond?
Beastie, yelling, screaming, yanking.
So much yanking.
There was much tuggage to be had.
All right,
What are we doing?
it's time to be brave. Reese, prepared, will walk through the door.
I'll go through right behind Reese if he goes through first.
Everybody roll initiative, please.
Sure.
When I get through, I'm gonna go, oh, it shrunk.
Roll a deception check.
Wait, is it deception if I truly believed it was bigger and now it shrunk?
Fine. Roll persuasion. What's your initiative?
5.
Ash,
15.
Anjali,
8.
Haven.
My persuasion was 11 and my initiative was 6.
Okay. If y'all want to insight that, you can determine if they're lying or not.
Oh wait, persuasion, I have +4, not +2. 13 on the persuasion.
So as you all walk through, you see this very short-legged metal beast of sorts with glowing red eyes and spikes along its back. You hear Haven say, "It shrunk," and whether or not you believe them is up to you. We are in initiative now because it starts growling and snapping at you all. First up is Riku, who will rush forward and pull out his battle axe, doing the first thing you've seen him actually try to do in an attempt to slash into the creature. He rolled a natural 1, so it slams right beside him instead and gets stuck in the ground.
Thanks for trying.
Yep.
I do appreciate his enthusiasm. It is the first time he's actually done something.
Up next is Ash.
Okay. I'm gonna if Reese went in before me, I'm gonna try to just maneuver around him so I can get between these guys and this attack corgi thing, whatever it is. And I'm gonna take a swing at it with my sword. That is a 16.
That will miss.
And I just swing. I swing a little high. I'm not used to aiming at something so low to the ground.
You do actually manage to hit it in the spikes, but your weapon bounces off of it. And because this island is so small, it is only about 20 feet around with 8 doorways. And it's pretty close-knit, so ask me if you are going to flank. Just tell me you're going to flank if you're flanking, stuff like that. I'll try to be as descriptive as possible, though. Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, that's it.
Anjali, you see the corgi standing right next to Ash, who just swung at it, and right beside Ash is Riku with his battle axe stuck in the ground.
If there's room to move behind, I would like to get into a flanking position.
Okay, you can do that.
She has her dagger out and is drawing her other dagger, so she'll be fighting with 2 daggers.
Okay.
First, a natural 20. How nice.
Very nice.
So that's a 24 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Sneak damage is pretty pathetic. Total damage is 5 plus 6 more from the crit, so 11. Bonus action is a 17 plus 4 is 21 to hit, 4 damage. She is moving behind, ducking, stabbing, and trying to gut this huge, gigantic dog, trying to hamstring it because it's so tough.
You strike it both times in between the pieces of metal and strike at what look like wires inside of its armor. Up next is Haven. It is completely surrounded by 3 allies.
I'm going to fly up so that I'm above them, and it starts to throw down because I don't think there's enough room, and everyone's going to start tripping over each other. So I'm going to go upwards and shoot down.
Okay.
11 to hit.
That will miss.
Okay. As it misses, I will scream in Infernal to not hurt my friends, and unknowingly cast Warlock, which is, hang on, you lock onto a chosen creature and mark them with an otherworldly pull. If the targeted creature attempts to attack any other target but yourself, it catches terrifying glimpses of you that deal 1d10 psychic damage unless it chooses to attack me and only me for the duration, and it's 1 minute concentration.
All right. Very nice. Does that look like anything as it comes out of you?
As I scream the infernal, do not hurt my friends, my words take colours. Each one is a different colour, starting to look like a rainbow, but ever so briefly, just like a little puff of colour comes out.
Okay. It strikes true, and there is a slight glow of a rainbow hue that surfaces through the entire creature, and its eyes are no longer glowing red, but rainbow. Up next is its turn. It is going to... I'm going to roll to see who it attacks, because... Actually, no. It is going to go after Angelie because you hurt it the most. So it will flip around and attack Angelie. A 10 will probably miss.
Correct.
And a 7 will miss. So it tries to bite you twice.
Ah!
With its... Or
Ferocious.
tries to bite you once, and then claw at you once. And then it claws at you the last time, and a 23 will hit. And you take... How much HP do you have?
How much damage did I take?
8.
Alright. Ah, it is vicious. Ah! And she's gouts of blood are just coming from her calf.
It takes 1d10 damage as well.
Oh yeah, because it attacks somebody different. Right.
Which is only a 3.
Does it get disadvantage on the attack? I forgot. Or just that it takes damage.
Just that it takes 1d10 psychic damage.
Okay. Up next is Reese.
Okay. Does it look like this dog is... I don't think it is, because I think it looks like it's heavier, but does it look like it's less than 10 pounds?
No, it looks very heavy.
Okay. Then I will, from a distance, trying to get a shot in from between my allies, cast Ray of Frost. I'll bring my hand up from my spellbook, and you see his hand glow this very bright, bluish, whitish light as he fires this beam.
Okay.
Ah, shit. That'll be a 13 to hit.
That will miss. You're right, top of the round. Unless you're doing anything else.
No, I think that's it for me.
Riku will yank his weapon out and go to swing it back down at the creature with his battle axe. That is a 14, so that doesn't hit. So he swings his battle axe again, but because everybody is so cramped together, he has to shift and is not able to get a good enough swing, and it hits beside the corgi again. Ash, it's your turn.
Okay, same thing. I am swinging my sword at this thing. And I think, where is it facing right now?
It is facing Angelie, so away from you.
Okay, so I've got its back. I am going to swing at its back.
You have advantage because you're flanking.
Okay, that is an 18.
That'll hit.
And it takes 12 points of damage.
Very nice. Okay, it takes it. Like
I just take a big old swing at its backside, just right kind of along the line of the spikes on its back.
You knock off 3 of the spikes. Anything else on your turn?
No, that's it.
All right. Angelie, it is your turn.
Angelie reaches down, grabs where the blood is gouting out of her calf, disengages from this thing, and flies up 40 feet.
Good. Probably a good call.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
And she says out, those jaws are no joke. Ah, don't get hit.
Just because I'm curious, what are you at?
1.
Awesome. All right, Haven. You see Angelie shoot up, and there is blood dripping onto the ground. There's a giant puddle of blood next to where she was standing.
I will cast Cape of Courage. 2 really intricate clasps will come down across my shoulders, and join in front of my clavicle where a massive rainbow cape billows out behind my wings to flutter and fly. It says up to 6 allies, so all 3 of you can heal 1d4, and you get advantage on your next saving throw within the next hour. So roll it now. If you need it, take it.
I think only Angelique needs it.
For 1 point. I just doubled.
No.
I did get some glass in my elbow earlier, so
Oh, right. So you can
thank you.
you automatically get healed for 1.
I've doubled my hit points.
I'm gonna do it.
Are they both concentration?
Cape of Courage isn't, but Warlock is.
Well, yeah, but you can still cast something else if it's not concentration and maintain concentration. It's only if they're differing concentration spells.
Okay, cool. I've done that then. Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
All right. Up next is its turn. The next person that has heard it the most is Ash, so it turns to Ash and attacks you 3 times. First attack is probably a miss. Doing 9 misses.
My AC's 15, so.
Okay, so the bite and the first claw attack do miss. The second claw attack does hit. Take 6 slashing damage.
I'm just say, ow! Fuck!
Halved.
Thank you. I will remember that, I swear.
The metal digs into your fur and leaves a mark where some of your fur gets yanked out of your arm.
Ah, rude!
It takes 1d10 damage, which is 4.
Okay, that is its turn. Up next is Reese.
I want to try to distract this thing. I am going to move to where Angeli was to help Ash give this, to help Ash to have some sort of flanking position. And I am going to cast Minor Trick to have just a visual of a bunch of like annoying fireflies all just kind of around the machine's head to just fly around and hopefully distract it or throw it off.
All right, I will make it make a wisdom save unless there is something specifically that states that you can use that.
No, it just says you can create a small sensory effect, such as an illusion no larger than 1 square foot.
It gets a 7. It is thoroughly distracted by the fireflies.
Cool.
It starts trying to bite at the fireflies and missing because they all just keep reappearing. It's like a cat with a laser pointer.
Mm-hmm.
All right, up at the top of the round, we go back to Riku, who once again is going to attempt to try to swing his battle axe down and prove himself. That is a natural 20. He proved himself, fucking finally. So he has, for the first time since you've seen him, other than the brief flash of anger that Angelique saw earlier, his face turns dark as he is just frustrated with himself, and he begins to chant a prayer in Abyssal, and as he swings his blade down...
Question, I speak Abyssal, can I understand what he is saying?
Same.
Yep. He does 9 damage. He is saying a prayer to the god of Malor, granting him strength and destroying this disgusting creature that is not beast and pretends to be a beast. It was much more eloquently said, but that's basically what he said. And now we are at Ash's turn.
I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. I will take another swing at this guy. I am very, very distracted, actually, by what just came out of Riku's mouth. So I'm a little bit kind of caught up by that as I go in for another swing. And I'm not really have my attention behind it, so I just glance right off the spikes.
Okay.
I will very quietly actually echo what he just said. Very, very quietly.
Okay. Angeli.
She spends the rest of the round sheathing her other dagger and getting her bow ready for the next round if this thing's still alive.
Haven.
I will throw a dart at it. 14 to hit.
14 will miss. It is distracted though, so you have advantage.
Dirty 20s.
That'll hit.
6 damage.
Okay. How do you kill it?
By everything that I said a minute ago.
Alright, so as you fly up 10 feet and throw your dagger directly at its skull, it pierces through the metallic sheen and pierces into its eye. That was rainbow. The rainbow fades and the corgi construct metallic creature goes limp.
Cool.
And you have 8 doors in front of you, and after testing them all, you find the right door and you end up in the hallway again.
Back out the door that we came into. Damn.
Wow. That really wasn't worth it.
You guys
And-
want to take the dog?
I had contemplated that.
You could have grabbed the dog if you wanted to.
I think we should, so that we can take it back so that people can inspect it or something.
Mm-hmm.
So as you arrive back in the hallway, you have the construct in your hands. You have a bleeding Angeli, though the blood is currently wrapped around a little bit with some bandages. And you do not know what waits beyond the hallway. That is your next stop. And that is where we'll end.
Oh, violence does call me, I've answered before. I've made many enemies and settled my scores. But came a cry from a man that I'd known so